In this video, I'm going to show how to create a Power App component. So what a Power App component is, it is a part of the Power App which you can create to be reused in different screens easily. So firstly, I have this hamburger icon here, which would show, symbolize my button for the navigation menu. So when we click on this, gallery will open up. And then for the gallery, it's currently hidden because I have set the visibility to not show, because we want it to only show when we click on the hamburger menu. So inside the gallery, I have a few items. So I have a button, a label, and an icon. So all these would signify uh, whichever menu items I want. So the important thing to take note about components is, if I click on the main one here, there's this thing called custom properties. So what custom properties are properties which you can create to help the component save its state. So for example, I have a few things here: menu items, expand menu, menu color, and then set menu width. So for all this, all you have to do is just click new custom component, and then choose the settings, the options that you need, and then you can click create. And so I have a few different things here. For menu item is table, expand menu boolean, menu color is color property. So once you have created your custom properties over here, you actually show up in your component in the properties here. So if we go to menu items, we open this, you can see here there's menu color, menu items, menu width. So I can go to menu items, and you can see here I actually have a table with a few items, and this would be the default items that will show up in my menu. So what you are doing when you're doing it in the components here, this would be the default values. But if after we use the component in our app itself, we can actually change the values. So as I said earlier, we want it to only show, we want the menu to only show when we click the menu. So I have set this switch, this toggle switch here, which is set show menu as not show menu. So if it's true, it will be set to false. If it's false, it will be set to true. And the visibility of my gallery is based on this show menus variable here. If I go to visibility, you can see here show menu. So if it's true, my visibility will be true. If it's false, my visibility will be false, and that will create that effect where when I click on the icon, it will show or hide the menu. So this is how we set up a simple component. And how do we use it? If we go back to screens, we can click here screens. I have created a new screen here, which with my navigation button here, as you can see, nav bar. But how we add this inside is very easy. We just click insert, and we can either search. So you can search for your nav menu, or I can go to custom, and then nav menu will show up here. So I can click and drag this in, and it will always appear in the same position as where I created my component. Of course, we can move it around as well, but it will show up at the top left corner as this is where I set it at. And if we click on the icon, it can actually show the menu appearing. And if you realize, the menu items here are different from the menu items that I set in my component. And this was what I mentioned earlier, where you can actually change the values from default values. So if I click into this icon, these properties, you can see here all the properties that I set in my component are also here. So if I go to menu items, you can see that I have changed the menu items to my own one, which is a collection of menus that I have created somewhere else. And finally, some of these components can also be changed together, such as the color. So if I go back to components, and if you can see here, my icon currently is black, but if I change it to white in my components, and then I go back to my screens, you can see the icon has changed to white as well. So this is just some basic uses of the component.